So, when we last left off, the party had just begun to terrorize the city of New Dorado, breaking into several buildings and searching for goods to help them with the battle later on. Most of these ventures have deemed fruitless, except for the fact of gaining a somewhat alliance with the Baraki, who are very much the enemy of your enemy, if nothing else. You have also befriended an elder mimic who has begun to terrorize the city alongside you. After barreling your way through various vampires and making your way to the city center, you have climbed the tower at the center of the city that commands the control center for the entire movement section of this floating city. And once you make your way to the top, several vampires, I believe you pushed them off. They came back up in mists, like clouds of mist, when they were frozen and then sent back down to the earth, shattering to pieces, as Ty stands before you and simply says, "Well, it's about time you all showed up." Oh, you okay?
Ow.
Holgear, you're roboting. You might need a reconnect.
He's a dying robot.
Battery low.
So, how have you guys been?
I've been living.
That's good.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, good.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
It's just like you to ship me on it. Oh, what is it this time?
I don't know, you're
Trying
just sort
for
of
blood again?
roboting a little bit, but you're legible now. What was the thing you wanted to
Ah,
say?
shit. How is this angle? I have my phone propped up for maximum connectivity.
Are you being like a damn TV router?
I mean, that's kind of the angle I'm going for right now. How's it sound?
You sound pretty good to me.
You sound solid.
Gotcha.
Is butter a solid or like a liquid?
It is a solid.
It's solid that becomes a liquid.
It is a congealed liquid, so it is considered a solid. The same way that glass technically is a solid.
But glass is a liquid. Just good, better at keeping its shape.
Okay.
Okay, bud.
Anyway. It's just
Okay.
like you, Ty. Show up when you're not wanted. So what is it this time? Are you playing for blood?
What are you talking about? I mean, I thought I showed up at the perfect time.
Havelock's gonna like lean into Hogio.
Care to clarify?
I mean, if it wasn't for me, you'd have a bunch of vampires on you. But, I mean, you guys made it here, so we're ready to get going, right? Let's get this city out of here.
Yeah! Am I with them? Wait, I'm pretty sure you said everybody's together now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
everyone's together.
at the top of the tower. Yeah.
Alright, yeah. Joshua just kind of pumps his fist in the air and says, yeah!
What's the last memory you have of me?
He thinks for a second. Well, I mean, it's been a few times since I've met you. As you know this, I travel around a lot, but it doesn't really matter my current opinions upon you and how I feel. I mean, I do still hate your guts, specifically because you took my sister away, but even though I am chaotic evil, I completely understand that the end of the universe is the end of everything. So, I'm not suggesting a truce or anything by the very means, but we need to get this thing to the world tree and stop it. We can settle our differences after.
Good to know we're on the same page. Good to know we're on the same page.
Crash the city into the tree.
I absolutely do not agree with your methods or understand why you're doing what you're doing, or you think that you've been chosen or whatnot, but again, we can deal with that after we stop the world from getting erased. And he just sort of glares at you.
Yes, eat shit. Let's go save the world.
Havelock's gonna like lean into Hogio. Didn't I shoot this guy in the neck?
Probably.
Joshua's gonna lean over to Havelock, who I'm pretty sure is the guy who said that, and say, "Since when do you have a gun?"
He has a
Havelock
crossbow.
just like Havelock pulls out a heavy crossbow from. I took it off that one dead rabbit guy we met a long time ago.
Oh. Cool.
And he just like puts him back.
To an actual gun.
What's a gun?
I'll explain it later. Come on.
Okay.
Joshua just kind of jogs ahead. Wherever.
Havelock's gonna go with Joshua.
Joshua, that's the one thing about you going away for, fuck, I'm blanking on what your master's name is. Gorthalex?
Gorthalex. Yeah, you got it.
Gorthalex, the Insatiable. Nobody's been doing any advertising for your weaponry, so unfortunately, it's still very unknown. Also, we haven't had much time to set up shop for any sort of buyers. It's kind of been the world's ending, so we've kind of been on the move.
Yeah, speaking of world ending, Ty just starts snapping his fingers. Can we do something about this? He points at Joshua. You, smart guy, you know how to drive this thing?
Well, I didn't spend like a bajillion.
Alright, yeah, we get it, you get it. Just get behind the wheel and move this thing.
I'm gonna shoot your corpse if you die, Ty. And Joshua
Someone's
just kind
awfully
of huffs
cranky
over.
after we killed him the first time.
He
Joshua
pivots
just
and
huffs
stares at
over
Freddy
it.
and says, "Don't say a word. Just shut up and sit in the corner like usual. Do nothing." And yeah, he's specifically singling out Freddy for some reason.
Freddy, what did
Oh, I
you
thought
do
you-
last time?
I bet he ate his corpse.
I don't even remember what you did to him. I shot him in the neck.
Yeah, actually, what did you do?
What did you do, actually?
What did I do?
Ah,
You might come to the conclusion that this version of Ty has probably been thwarted by a future Freddy at some later event that you guys haven't experienced yet.
Oh.
Oh.
Like, I thought he was gonna be mad at me for like shooting his neck out. That way he couldn't cast spells. But no, he hates Freddy.
that's a really cool way to stop a spellcaster, though.
It was by accident.
Oh well, it's still pretty cool.
I just shot him because fucking. I was like, I'm gonna do a sneak attack, and then I shot him in the neck by accident.
Ty
like,
is
"Oh my
getting
God, cool."
really impatient and actually just like starts priming a bunch of the panels and says, "I've already got the crystals in place that should generate a big enough barrier to get the entire city to where we're going. But I need you to drive this thing. I mean, unless you all trust me."
Nope.
I, for one, do not trust Ty. I'm driving.
Why do I feel like he has
Somebody-
a Freddy tail on him somewhere?
Wait a second.
Have
Do
luck
you
tonight.
even know me? Joshua, right? You're the gun guy.
Not just the gun guy. I'm the gunslinger.
His
He's the
eyes
gun guy
narrow
with the
and he
capital
leans
G.
into you and he says, hold on. Is that primordial fire on you?
You touch it, I will snap your neck without even trying.
He glances you over and then just sort of leans back and says, I'd like to see you try. Anyways, are you going to do something of value or are you just going to keep talking?
Holger snaps his fingers in the background. Less idle threats, more helping out.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, people, let's move.
Yeah, it's weird from the other side, isn't it?
Havelock's gonna go to the
Joshua
stairs
goes
and make
to
sure
the
no vampires
controls
start coming up.
and start prepping things.
All right, Joshua,
And-
roll me I don't know, vehicle or some vehicle handling.
What the hell is a
Hands?
vehicle?
Well, I don't think any of us have proficiency in cities, so
No, I don't know. Roll an Arcana check or something. Or
Ooh, good call.
I believe that's your crafting is Arcana, right?
Yeah. Misspelled Arcana like 3 times. I rolled a 13. Does that do anything?
You are able to get the gist to get this thing flying off the ground. And sort of at this point that Ty kind of like starts coming around, and you can see that he's actually conjuring a spell, and he like glances over at Holger and he's like, "You trust me?"
not as far as I can throw you, but go off.
You can't throw anyone very far, can you?
I could probably shove you off of the walls, not too far. Drop's worse than anything else. But anyway,
help.
do your thing.
Well, maybe this will help you. And then you watch as he stops his spell momentarily to quickly cast another spell, which is Leomin's magnificent chest. And a small chest
What?
appears on the ground. Is it Leomin's or like something exquisite chest?
Liamon's tiny hut. Mordenkainen's exquisite? Or something like
Mordenkainen's,
that?
thank you. I'm like, that is not correct. Like, Leomin tiny
It's one of-
chest?
Liamon's a little guy.
Yeah.
He's just a little guy.
Anyway, Joshua
So
kind
fast.
of his hand over his gun.
Stuart
Let's
Little's
tie his
tiny
boot
chest.
forever.
He casts Stuart Little's tiny chest.
All right,
What?
let's-
Still a little.
bro, just continue.
Anywho, a chest opens up as then Ty begins creating a magic circle. And if anyone wants to figure out what spell he's going to cast, you can make an Arcana check if you want.
Can I just
I
shoot him
will.
in the head?
You
This
can.
is scaring me.
Why?
It's scaring me. I don't like it.
31.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You rolled a what now?
31.
You rolled a 31.
Oh.
He's going to cast Gate, but he's upcasting it at such a high level, and he's connecting to some other power sources, basically. But you get the idea that he's going to open a gate using the entire city.
Okay.
Is that bad?
You don't know. I mean, this isn't where you need the Flying Golden City, is it?
Mm.
Is he
Um,
taking us to?
Does anyone investigate the small chest?
I do. I investigate
Sure.
the small check.
Okay. You reach inside the chest and you can tell that it is like a bag of holding. It enters into basically a demi-plane. And you find only one object inside.
Which is?
It is the wristband, the friendship bracelet that you were given a long time ago that you lost because you gave it to someone else. You have the destiny bond back again.
Oh,
Oh shit!
He
I
said,
did not expect that.
Yep, and before you ask, no, I did not go gallivanting on a journey looking for these for you. These are actually gifts from, and he nods to you, Holgir.
Time travel.
Oh.
You're a
Okay.
time travel.
So yeah, if everyone reaches in, they will get one item.
Alright.
Joshua, I made the item on D&D Beyond, but I believe you like added it to your character sheet and should like have it or whatnot, or do you need me to send it to you again?
Yeah, no, I still have it on my
Okay.
character sheet. I just
Basically,
put it in
all it
separate.
does is it's like it allows someone to attune to you, and vice versa, so that
Hmm.
you basically become soulbound to whoever possesses this.
It's like a really possessive marriage.
Sort
Oh.
of. But I mean, you don't have to be the one attuned to it. Someone else can be, and then you can hold on to it. And then they're like soulbound to you. Anywho, I thought it was like a really cool idea and something that I thought would be really useful for Joshua. Does anyone else reach inside the chest? Oh,
Yeah, I
also,
will.
Sure, I'll peek.
you pull out the Brutal Bandage, which is an item on D&D Beyond, which you can add to your character sheet. Also,
Oh, yeah!
it automatically attunes to and does not require an attunement slot,
Yes!
which Ty explains that is a special thing that Johnny learns how to do. Is that he does he learns how to do the special kind of enchantment that is like technically a curse that's like attune upon like touching it or whatever, but like it doesn't use an attunement slot. So basically, as soon as you touch these things, you become attuned to them, but they don't require an attunement slot. So you can choose whether or not you want them equipped or not, or whatnot, but you gain the effects of them being attuned. So, but yeah.
So a friend of you just gave you these things, and I'm like reaching for the chest.
Ty says that Holgir from the future gave them to Ty. Yeah, I realize that I did a lot of stuff that sort of push you guys off of the direction that you're going for, and I understand that we never really saw eye to eye, and I don't agree with the things that you are doing, but I think we're both at the situation that we've kind of had to stop from our various goals, and now we're just trying to stop the universe from imploding.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm almost positive we'll meet another version of me some other time, but, you know, in the future, I basically went to you and said, what would I need to do in order to get you to believe in me? And this is what you said to do.
Future me's an asshole.
Why? Sierra, you
Now
reach
Because I
in.
believe you.
Sierra, you pull out an item which you can look on D&D Beyond called the Ring of Eternity. And Holgir, you recognize this item because this is an item that,
Yeah, it's Jack's ring.
yeah, Slippery Jack's ring. And basically how it works, Sierra, is that you can increase or decrease your size as an action, just at will, which I thought you might enjoy.
Yep.
Actual kaiju battles.
Exactly.
Which honestly, I kind of wish Slippery Jack was still here, because having a halfling rogue, or halfling rogue? Gnome?
He was a gnome.
Forget, but
He was no.
having a gnome become a kaiju and then fight another kaiju would be amazing.
Yeah, I
The
had so many
Nomu
more
too.
plans for kaiju battles in this campaign than we lost those players, and it's unfortunate, but we're here now.
Yeah, they died. Their digestive system collapsed. I don't know.
Does anyone else reach into the chest?
Yes.
Yeah,
Freddy,
Johnny will.
Freddy, you reach into the small tiny chest, and what you pull out is actually seemingly too large to have fit in the chest. It is a full-sized ukulele. And you can search ukulele under D&D Beyond and add it to your character sheet. Basically, all of your actions and attacks have a chance of spawning chain lightning. That's what the ukulele does. Any risk of rain, fans in the audience? All right.
Oh, fuck, I hate you.
Oh yeah, the lightning ukulele.
Mm-hmm. And his
Nah, I
music was
love that
electric.
item. I love that item. Almost as much as I love the fungus.
Havelock. You reach in the chest?
Havelock's just like...
You cut out, so all we heard was Havelock is like, and then silence.
He's looking at the cess, confused, fitting in now. Is this magic?
Ty just like looks at you, understands you're confused, and says, "Magic."
Fail. He reaches in. Let's see what I got.
Okay. You pull out a small wooden dowel that looks like it's made of petrified wood. Go ahead and add Sylvan Staff to your inventory. And those of you that would remember, this was the destiny weapon given to Ty, or to Ty's sister.
Oh, the cool staff.
Yep. Basically, it counts as a spellcasting focus, and a melee weapon. And it extends indefinitely. So you have indefinite reach with it. So that was also something that I thought Havelock might find a way to break. So do that.
How do you spell Sylvan?
Sylvan.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Found it. Never mind.
Okay. Johnny, you are the last person. Would you like to reach into the chest?
Yes.
You pull out a small, intricate device that when you attempt to finagle with it, you end up pulling out small little tools and utensils. Things like crafting tools or lockpick tools, little scissors, a blowtorch. You pull out the gnomish army knife, which you can again search on D&D Beyond and add to your character sheet. Which basically counts as every crafting tools, and it is a spellcasting focus.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you throw it at somebody, they have to make every save ever, and a lot of bad things happen to them. Mostly that they come under the condition of every effect in the D&D handbook.
Why? That's like ridiculously
and
overpowered.
10 rolls on the magic, random magic table. But then the thing is destroyed. So it's like a last-ditch thing of like, I want to really mess up that one thing in particular.
Basically,
Fuck you in particular.
So if you want to either immensely buff and debuff something, you just chuck that at somebody's head. Otherwise, it's magically bonus crafting tools. But yes, I think at this point, the spell does take effect, and you watch as the entire city begins to shift and warp, and you watch as all of you almost begin to turn translucent for just a moment, and then in like a moment everything goes black, and then everything really turns dark as you realize that you are now floating in what appears to be space.
Joshua just says, "Oh."
Okay, just oh.
Yeah,
Anyone
just
care to
oh.
explain to me what just happened?
We were
You
teleported.
yeah, you look
Gated.
around you
Uh-huh.
and you see stars floating in the sky, and I think those of you who would notice or would know, I guess, would recognize that you guys are in the astral plane, which is the
Can I
plane that connects
straight up-
all planes together.
Can I just straight up grab a star from the sky?
Yeah. Make a sleight of hand check.
Whoa. Isn't your movement speed based on intelligence here?
While you guys are in the city, it technically has
isn't
its
good for
own
me.
atmosphere.
Oh, thank
I
goodness.
rolled another 13.
Okay. You kind of just lean your hand out the window of the tower, and there are like stardust and fragments floating in the space as the city is flying through this. And you're like just brushing your hand through the general dust, hoping to catch something cool, when Ty grabs you and says, "You're the one flying this thing. Come on, get back inside here."
Yeah, I'm gonna go do
Man,
that.
you.
So
I watched him do
you've
what
got
he
like
was doing.
space dust on your hand, but you didn't catch a star.
I'm gonna catch
Man,
it.
you.
So.
Joshua gets back to controlling, and he curses Ty.
Anyone who
underneath his
likes
breath.
to can make a perception check.
Perception.
check.
Yes, please.
Gladly. Also, I would like to play the role of navigator while we're here.
Okay.
30.
30?
Yep, 30.
That
All
could be a
right.
21.
Johnny sees it the best, but I'll say that with y'all's working together, you are able to see something off in the distance. You can see I can only describe as something piercing into the three-dimensional plane of existence that you cannot comprehend. It is like a series of geometric shapes just sort of constantly shifting and moving around. You see like arcs of energy washing around. Joshua, you recognize this specifically because Gorthalax has taught you about this. This is the World Forge.
That's cool. Terrifying, but cool.
Indeed.
Where's the world tree? Can we shove it into the world forge?
Ty begins explaining. The world tree is outside of our realm of existence. We physically cannot move there unless we found a way to travel outside of reality as we know it. Unfortunately, the only way that we can reach the world tree is through its access port in the world forge, where it is affixed to the elemental planes, drawing energy in order to power itself.
Excellent. We can pick up Gorthalax here, and we can also let Tongo know that it's game time.
Do you want to
Alright,
summon
yeah, let's
Cthulhu
just
now?
bring on.
Okay, so can I grab a
Oh,
stone?
I wanted to wait till we get to the world tree first.
Oh, okay.
or further in, make sure this isn't some kind of weird ambush.
Yeah, Ty sort of explains that you guys are going to be moving into, like, the structure of this thing and moving through the ancient, like... The forge is off, basically. Like, there's nothing happening in it, so you guys are going to have to enter into the World Forge backwards. Because basically, this is like the barrel end of like where it would create worlds and then shoot it out. So you're going to be entering into it through this way.
That sounds really dangerous.
It is, if someone was making a world. A plane of existence, basically.
Is someone?
No, it looks dark and ancient and decrepit. You can see the, like, thousands of bits and particles of stuff just sort of hanging motionless around it. Almost like rings on like planetary rings where you can see like the slices of stardust. If you imagine like what a biblically accurate angel probably looks like, that's sort of what it looks like.
Okay.
Wait, does it look like Niveladir from Avengers Infinity War?
Is that the Dwarven Forge thing?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that. But again, a little bit more MC Escher, kind of like non-Euclidean, non-geometric shape that you can't exactly perceive with your puny mortal minds.
It's the more eldritch version of the forge.
Yeah.
MCS, you're on cocaine. Got it.
Can I reach my hand out?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna...
You wanted to try and grab a star?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
That's gonna be a 28.
Badass.
Yeah, you reach out and grab a glowing piece of stardust. That you may go ahead and add shooting star to your inventory.
Can I
Ooh,
eat this?
cool.
I also like to steal a star.
All I can find is ring of shooting stars.
No, it's not a real thing. I just need you to type it down somewhere.
Oh, okay. Never mind. In that case, you can Discord and type it.
Alright, so Joshua kind of just slowly inches the city forward to the port. Or wherever he's supposed to go.
Okay, yeah.
Freddy,
go,
what the fuck do I see in the Discord?
go ahead and roll
Why is there a bunny
another
girl?
Arcana check to steer it. Let me know what you get, Joshua.
Okay. I got a 7.
Okay. You're piloting it as best as you can, as maneuverable as a giant city is. You believe you're making your way in as best as possible when suddenly there's like a whole bunch of like screams and stuff down below as you watch as like a section of the city gets like completely torn off as one of these asteroid belts basically just sort of slices off a section of the city. And Ty just sort of looks at you and doesn't say anything.
Hope they didn't need that.
I think
Give
I'm
a
gonna head
bardic
down there and
inspiration.
make sure the mimic's okay.
To make who's okay?
The mimic, the older mimic.
I mean, you can see it walking around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to them.
I think
Okay.
we should speed this up a bit before any more asteroids
I'm gonna
come
see if
by.
it's hungry for some store.
Well, do you have any suggestions on how to make a giant floating city fly faster? You're the tinkerer boy, you know. Do invent something.
Ty, you are such a jackass.
Hey, I learned from watching you, Dad.
Wait, what?
Hey, I can...
Joshua just confusedly looks at him and starts tinkering with the stuff, not breaking eye contact.
Okay, then roll at disadvantage if you're not looking at what you're doing.
Okay. Should I roll another Arcana?
Yeah.
Take the rough results.
Can I eat the shooting stone?
12.
Try.
Yeah, as you're like trying to figure out the inner workings of this, you can't really see any way to like increase the speed or the output or anything.
Don't forget your bardic
You don't
inspiration.
really exactly understand the inner workings of this thing and how the power source is doing what it's doing. Again, the entire city is jerry-rigged because of what Ty did with the crystal. And Ty's just like over your shoulder, not helping, and he's like, you know, it really wouldn't have hurt so much if it wasn't true, you know? It's these deep-seated things that you have actual issues with that mean the most and actually affect you. If it really wasn't important, then you wouldn't have reacted that way. It's just like not helping, basically.
It's just
Joshua.
like that.
He's just so mad at Ty right now.
He's just here to torment you.
Anyway, Joshua just tries to get there with the whole city intact as fast as possible.
All right.
Bardic inspiration just to make sure you get us there safely. D10.
All right. Roll me another Arcana check to steer.
Is this the last one?
I'll say sure.
11 plus 7.
18 total.
You got an 18?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, with Bardic Inspiration.
Yes. You are able to sort of push through until it gets so dark that you cannot perceive anything anymore. It's just so dark, and no matter how much light or anything anyone casts, everything is beyond visible comprehension. To the point where Ty says,
Ty?
all right, yeah, we're going in completely blind. I know you're not going to trust me, but just keep going forward.
Well, since we're all maybe gonna slay God soon, and maybe not all of us will make it out, I just want to say to you all, in times of great need, there's always been heroes, there's always been monsters, and frankly, I probably shouldn't be here, as I'm pretty much a downtrodden loser, and I'm pretty sure all of you were too. Including you, Ty. But if I had to slay God, I wouldn't do it with anybody else but you. You are all honorable, courageous, and deadly warriors in your own caliber who are far beyond any other mortal I have seen, including myself. So, hopefully we'll all live to tell the tale. Anybody else want to make a speech?
No.
Anyone have any food? I'm pretty hungry.
I'll toss him a ration packet.
Ah, appreciate it. See, this is why you're my favorite.
Uh-huh.
The the ration packet like clatters to the floor and like bounces around, and then he has to like fumble around in the darkness for it.
I have no vision.
You cannot see.
Oh no, I'm
It's
blind.
Eldritch darkness. No, wait, it's advanced darkness. Like from SpongeBob.
By the way, that's a 20.
Yes. You put the piece of stardust in your mouth, and it tastes unlike anything you've ever tasted before. It tastes good, but feels terrible.
You just ate a fucking star. How many people can
Reminds me
say
of
that?
eating vampires.
Nice.
They taste delicious, but it's just so hard to get past the bone.
Alright, well,
Not to mention the bitter. It's like terrible wine.
alright, Ty, how do we tell when we're in or close to the world tree?
We'll know when we get there. I actually have a pretty important question. I've been curious, and maybe Holgear, you might be able to explain this, but why you guys? Why were you chosen? Why are you here? I mean, I know why I'm here. I've been going around messing with things and my own agenda, but you guys, you've been specifically tossed around and been put into specific places at specific times and locations to do stuff.
Well, Ty, I think it's a matter of the wrong man in the wrong place. Makes all the difference, if you want to take my opinion.
So you don't think you guys were chosen or destined?
No.
The only destiny I had was dying as a drunk. I just hadn't started yet.
I got
If I'm being
arrested after a
honest.
riot.
If I'm being honest, I'd die in a few years.
That's concerning.
My people don't have that long lives.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
aren't you
damn,
like
that sucks.
25?
We tend to die around 50 to 60.
Oh, so you're old. You're like 40?
So how is it that you're still alive after your people died? All of that.
Time travel.
Holgear, you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Who is it? Because I have. Is it blind sight? I think I have.
No. Or do you have blind sight? That's crazy. I would still say that
Yeah.
you guys are... everything is imperceptible at this moment, but you can feel someone touching you. And you hear
Okay.
Talia's voice in your ear that says, "We need to talk." And it's at this point that I would like to pull Holgear into a separate VC.
Oh shit.
If you are
Oh
willing.
my god.
Would you like to step away
might
and
be.
speak to Talia?
Sure. Is
Okay.
it Talia?
I mean, it sounds like her.
Oh, right, imperceptible.
You are totally gonna die.
And if he
No, I'm
dies,
joking.
I'll eat the body. Don't.
I
She
mean,
with a flashback. It was
she's just said this at this point, Holger. What do you want to do? She basically wants to like pull you aside where no one can hear and talk to you.
Do it, do it, do it.
Sure.
We'll come save you. We'll come save you. We'll come save you.
If I die, I blame you guys.
Don't worry, your body will be disposed of like everyone else's.
Oh, he
We'll
moved
save
himself.
you.
Oops. Sorry, I had already grabbed you. So.
Nah.
Okay.
Usually grabbing results in me not being able to actually talk.
Talia pulls you off to the side where the rest of the party, keeps talking with themselves, and it's just the two of you. And I think she leads you down the stairs a little bit. So after a few minutes, you can sort of hear the voices dying down. She says, "So, a lot has happened, and there's a lot that needs to be explained, but I don't think we have time for that, and I don't think you're gonna believe me."
The fact that you're here, potentially, maybe not really, I hope you're not a hallucination, and your brother's okay with it means that things have changed at some point.
This
I
is Talia,
guess.
not Mai.
Shit. You're right.
But
Please, please repeat what you said.
This is Talia and not Mai, so Ty is not her
Yes.
brother.
Please repeat what she said.
She said she needs to tell you some stuff, but there's not really a whole lot of time. There's too much to try and explain all at once, and she's pretty positive that you're not going to believe her because, again, there's no way to prove that this is really her.
Whatever, just tell me anyway.
All right. You know how we met Morbazak, or at least a part of him, in Karthus, and he merged with that black goo stuff that's like the memory fluid or whatever? It gave him a consciousness that was separate from the original Morbazak that was, the tainted,
Yeah, I remember. It gave him form, and you tried to give him a soul.
Basically, when that part of him reunited with the main form, not only did it destroy the rest of the rot that was infecting the rest of the body, but it also gave the entire world tree new life and an essence. Basically, the point I'm trying to say is that they're actually doing something that I think might be good. They're moving the worlds around the planes, and they're gonna get shaken up a lot, and maybe a lot of people are gonna die, and the planes aren't gonna be the same again, but everything's gonna be united, and it's gonna be controlled by a living, thinking presence.
Why
make
is
sense?
that better?
Well, because there won't be just a bunch of random deities popping up and trying to control things and, making rules and laws for things that we don't have any say in. We would actually understand what's going on and be a part of it.
And who would control this? This sentient being that is in control of the universe of some kind?
The Morbazak would just be in control of, shaping the worlds and the universe and things. But, people would still be able to live their lives, and, we wouldn't just be left in the dark all the time. There wouldn't be, a separation from mortals and deities. We would all, collectively be in on it. And I know that sounds like either a cult or fungus brain controlling thing, but I don't know. I think this might actually be something.
It feels really totalitarian.
I
will
know it
not
does.
lie.
It sounds completely evil, like everyone's all the same, you know. I get that.
Not even that. I'm thinking more along the lines of, I don't really think any thinking person should be in charge, because then they're just going to impose themselves and their own wills upon everything.
Well, the alternative is that you kill the world tree in its entirety, not just the Morbizak, because if you kill the root of the earth tree, guess what else is going to die? The rest of it. And there's not going to be any gods or deities to reshape or control the universe. They're all gone. It would basically be up to you guys in the Forge to make a new universe yourself and be gods yourselves. Does that sound like any better alternative? I don't want to be a god, Holgear. This is a whole bunch of bullshit. I just wanted to be a kid that rode around on a boat, and I've got all this nonsense that I'm destined to deal with or something. I mean, screw destiny at this point. This is beyond anything anyone would have ever seen.
Yeah, we're a little far from the ley lines of life.
The
But
problem is that we don't have the luxury of not making a choice. We have to do something now.
So it's either destroy everything, start from the beginning.
Or
Nobody wants to
let the
really do
tree
that.
do what it's going to do. And maybe make a new future. At least this way, some people have a chance of surviving.
Can I cast Dancing Lights? Make sure I can actually see it's her.
You can cast Dancing Lights, but this is basically magical darkness and everything. So you can cast a spell, but it doesn't do anything.
So it's either start from scratch or let Morbizak do his thing. Why is it that all the gods are gone? Nobody has explained that.
The reason why they're all... I think it's because when the Morbizak took control, it was like shifting around all the planes and stuff, and they kind of like got shook loose. I'm not really sure why they're gone. I mean, they usually tend to just dip and leave when it's really important for them to, you know, do stuff. You know what I mean? They're just never around when we need them. I'm just kind of over it at this point. I've stopped thinking about it at this point because they're not here and it doesn't matter. They're not coming back. They're all gone.
I appreciate your point of view. I'm definitely not going to take your word for it, because all of this sounds suspect. But I will keep it in mind.
I mean, what do you got in that big brain of yours? You always find some way to do something else. You got a plan? Any
No,
ideas?
not really.
All right, well...
Yes, as you know, I grew up by the World Tree. I know exactly where all the back alleys and good deals are. What do you think?
She laughs.
I'm winging it just like everybody else.
Well, I guess we'll be waiting for you when you arrive. I hope we're not enemies, Holgear.
We haven't yet. Let's keep it going.
And then you don't hear her anymore. You go rejoin the party.
Yeah, I stumble back up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm still pretty hungry.
What has the party been doing this entire time?
Talking about Bakugan.
All right.
Havelock's washing himself off of the blood from the vampires.
In the dark. Completely deaf, dumb, and blind. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
That way.
It's at this point that you guys can start to see something approaching. And you realize that there is a immense light and an unbearable heat. And even though it's just a speck in the distance that you're moving towards, it feels beyond comprehension. And as the light slowly gets closer and trickles over all of you, you're able to see, but you guys are basically entering the event horizon of just pure whiteness.
Is this Gorthalax?
No.
No, it's the world tree. It's real bright.
Well, just so everyone knows, there's a word that has been said for centuries that has given courage, excitement, and only a very few select of you will know this reference. So,
Is it YOLO?
Are you gonna say
No,
fucking Leroy
damn it.
Jenkins?
no, damn it, that was gonna be cool. I was gonna say Allons-y, and then, yeah, we entered.
Oh, I actually like that.
Damn it. It would have been so much cooler if you let me finish.
I'm sorry. Here. I'll put the music back on. Do it again. You guys are
Can you
making
edit
your
this
way
out?
towards like this infinitely large tunnel. Making your way towards the bright light at the end of the tunnel. Make your speech.
Well, as we are nearing the end of our journey, there's a word I feel like I should say. A word that has given courage, excitement, and many other things to many people over the centuries. A word that is a reference that very few of you will understand. But if you do, just know this. These are my last words. Allons-y, and we enter.
Okay. And what you guys see as you enter into this tunnel is just pure whiteness. And as you get closer and closer to it, it becomes overwhelming to the point where you feel like your skin is going to melt off and your eyes are going to go completely blind. And you continue to push through it further and further and further until you are just completely lost in this whiteness. And then it's gone. And standing in front of you is just this massive open room. You can see that you're basically in this chasmous space, a cylinder with multiple pillars rising up through the outskirts of the room. And at the very center of it, you see something terrifying. You see what looks to be a massive tree trunk, except that it doesn't look natural. It looks like it's half melting, half growing, like a seed that's burst through its pod and growing, the entire skin of it sloughing off and regrowing, just at a uncomfortable speed.
So I just gotta crash the city into that thing, correct? And then we can go home.
Ty says, I think it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that. And he gestures down towards the base of the tree where you can see that there are several figures standing there, casting long shadows, waiting your approach.
So we gotta crash the city into them?
Let's
Yes,
find
please.
out if they're friend or foe for us, shall we?
Dude, they're at the base of the world tree. They are obviously enemies.
Yeah, but by your logic, I don't like you. You're basically my enemy.
Alright, fine.
Also, I will say, when we were in the void, Talia spoke to me. I have no idea if it was actually her, but she said let the world tree do its thing. It's basically going to reshuffle and reorganize, but come back in a better, more functional manner. I honestly have no idea if that was actually her.
I
Or
think
if
you've
she-
gone mentally insane.
I think
I
you
don't
got
trust that.
duped.
I think you're starting to hear the vampire voices in your head. Were you bitten?
No, but
Yeah.
she did make a valid point. Morbazak, the creature known as Morbazak, who has basically caused the root to start changing quite a bit, essentially, either we let him reorganize it, or we kill it, which is the entirety of the root of the world tree. Because apparently now Morbazak's chunk of consciousness has already infected the root, so it's either root and stem, or we build a new universe ourselves.
Havelock like
honest-
pokes him.
Honestly, I would rather not.
Yeah, let's just kill the tree and go home. Maybe we'll get snacked.
I don't think
I
you
don't-
understand what he's saying. It's either we
Either-
leave the sea alone and the guy would do it, or if we kill the sea, we have to do it.
Basically, if you
We
kill
would-
the tree, there's not going to be a home to go home to.
So if we kill
Yeah.
the sea, everything outside of this place is gone for good. Until either a new one is made or something else. And something tells me none of us.
Ty steps in and
Also,
says,
happy
I don't know
vibes.
about the rest of you, but I don't trust anyone to make a new world in their own image. And I think
I
that's
kinda
something that
have
we can
to.
all agree on.
I kinda have to agree, I don't trust a random guy I don't know. When this entire time I've been here with you to specifically do this.
Yeah, you tried to kill
Are
me
we
twice.
sure we want to?
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I've done that to multiple people already.
I wasn't referring to you, but also yes, you would. As much as I would think that you would be an excellent god of devouring or something like that, I would rather not have to.
The thing is, how do you know that voice that uses sword wasn't just the guy signing Sekiro? Think about it, if he's
don't-
merged into the Ward Sea, wouldn't he have the power?
I don't know that. That's why I'm going to ask more
That's
questions.
the point. How would whoever it is you just said be able to talk to you heal? Did they have that kind of ability?
No, but also something else to keep in mind. Whoever it was, if it was Talia or was not Talia, they didn't stick around to be, visible under the light of the world tree, so that's a point out of their favor, I would say.
Havelock puts his finger on his chest. Think about it this way: they're using a voice that you're someone you knew. So they're just trying to manipulate you to get you to
Havelock.
leave it be.
I'm agreeing with you.
And I'm just putting more points to the favor that we shouldn't sus the voice.
And I agree. Let's move on.
Good.
So we're killing the guy. Correct.
Anyone vote we shouldn't kill the guy? Raise your hand and I'll kill you.
I vote we talk first. That way we don't accidentally shoot ourselves in the foot and have to make a new universe.
Well, we don't have to. We can just.
We either
Do
let
you
the
want to
guy
sit
do
into
it,
the
or
void
we.
for all eternity? Because I'd get bored.
If I'm
I'm
being
pretty
honest,
sure
I'd
we
be dead
killed
for a
the
while
guy.
if I don't get anything to eat, so.
I'm pretty sure we'd still die.
It's either
Right.
everything dies or this guy basically takes over the damn area. We don't have that many options here.
Unless anybody can mind control people, I don't think we have much other choice.
I don't think we
than-
can do that to a plant.
Well, it's a sentient plant.
It's still a plant. Do you know plant biology?
Alright, let's just go talk to the guy, and if he says something we don't agree with, we just kill him. Agreed?
I
Hopefully.
can agree to that.
Why not?
Ty, cast disguise self or something, because you might.
So gold's supposed to be this
Ooh.
thing's weakness, right?
Big poop. Turn on Yeah.
In that case, Havelock's gonna like pull out his golden spear and then pull out the gold ankle. Anyone want to use the golden ankle? Just in...
Hey, do I
Wait,
still have that
terrible.
god-killing bullet?
Oh, the black iron bullet? Yeah, we still have that.
Cool. I'm just gonna load that up real quick.
Ty
Yeah, anyone
says,
want to use it?
Ty
I don't know if
speaks
that
up.
applies here.
Ty speaks up and says, I was ripped away from my sister because the worlds got torn apart by the rot that infested the world tree. If you're telling me that the infestation is gone, then what's the even point of bringing all this gold out here to get rid of the rot? I mean, whether we crash this thing into it or not, it's not going to do anything, right?
That's what we're going to check. I don't know if Morbazak, the one that I knew you never met, and your sister tried to talk into gaining a sentience and a soul, actually won the whole consciousness bid in the world tree. But we can ask. At the very least, we can poke it a few times.
I'd recommend one of us stay here then, just in case.
All right.
Probably the
This
pilot.
is a stupid idea, but I have an idea. What if we scuttle the ship so no one can stop it, and then we go down there? So it's gonna it's on a collision course, so it's gonna do it anyways. That because we can't trust anybody, right? We're not gonna be able to leave this thing.
Shit.
If it crashes
I
into
think-
it and it's not infested with rot, it's not gonna do anything. If it is, then it should have crashed into it anyways, correct?
Yeah.
I hate to say it,
He
but
isn't
Ty's
wrong.
right.
We need
Then
to...
again, I don't really
Yeah.
suss this guy. He has more fucking augmentations than I do.
We need to be smart about it. We can't pick a weak spot, otherwise we could collapse the whole system. We need to aim for where it is strong.
If it was wrong, they wouldn't really do a whole lot.
That's the point. We don't want to damage the world tree. We just need to test it for rot.
I mean, the world
So-
tree is so much larger than this. This thing crashing into it is like getting a golden sliver. It's not going to
Oh,
do
well,
anything
that-
to it unless it actually is rot infested.
Okay,
That's
how
what I'm
about
saying,
this?
that
Or that-
we should set it on a collision course and then scrap the controls so no one can stop it.
No, how about we do this? We send a party to talk to the guy. If the guy's evil, they come back.
All right, you want me to wait up here then?
No, you're going to Ty.
Ty just shrugs his shoulders. He's like, all right, you guys need to figure out what we're going to do.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We split the party down the middle.
That's always a
Ty
good
is
idea.
No one ever dies whenever we split up.
But we're all gonna die either way, so might as well be useful about it. We split the
Fair
party
enough.
down the middle.
I'm a dead man
Ty-
either way, so this doesn't really affect
Oh my
me.
god. Okay, so we split the party. One half stays here. One goes down to the guy. If the guy is evil, they come back, don't fight it, and we just crash the ship. But there's also going to be a time limit, so if you all somehow get trapped or die, we aren't going to be waiting here forever. So let's say 2 hours. If you don't come back, we crash the ship into the tree.
Here's the
Okay.
thing, though. If they are evil, how are they going to get back? How are you
There's
guys
gonna
even
be a
going to get
time
down
limit.
there? Are you just trusting me to teleport you guys down there?
I can fly.
Oh,
You guys
good
can
for
fly them
you.
down there.
I can get us down there.
All right. So remember, you got 2 hours to come back if he's good, and if you don't,
2
Otherwise, I'll
hours?
I'll just message you. We're on the same plane of the universe, so we should be solid.
Okay. It's been an honor, I suppose.
All right, all those who are coming with, follow me. I'll go out onto the main deck.
All right, so what is happening? Who is going where and doing what?
Holgir's going down to the surface to speak with the mystery folk.
Okay.
I'm going with him.
I'll go with them.
So
All right, it's just 3 of us.
So Holgir, Freddy, and Johnny.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yep.
All right. And Holgir, how are you gonna get the party down there?
Once we get out onto a clearing, like a clear space, I'm going to pull out a book that's made of fish, and I'm going to flip the fleshy pages over to a really smeared version of the teleport spell, and I'm going to hold up my Ring of the Grammarian, and I'm going to rechange the spell name from Telepoot to Teleport.
Oh, so you could you have a functioning spell book now?
Yeah.
All right.
I have a semi-functioning spell book.
Okay.
Once a day, it works right. So yeah, we're casting the teleport spell, and I'm going down there.
You could also change it to Tetnapoot.
What does that even mean, though?
It's a fart that gives people tetanus. I don't know.
Oh, gross.
What?
That's actually foul.
Okay.
You said Darda gave people tetanus?
You cast teleport and send the entire party down, and standing in front of you is a small group of shadows. And at the forefront of them, you see a familiar figure.
Is it Talia?
That is up to you to decide. She is standing in front of you, and one of her hands is hidden beneath a dark cloak, and you can see there's this malformed growth that is sort of covered most of her body in a strange sort of like clothing-esque replication. You can see that the swirling mass that was growing over, you know, the Kikanalo and the Morbazak teleport beast, I don't remember what it's called, is also on Talia now.
Remind me, what was the Kikanalo? The name is familiar.
It was originally the Dutchman. It was Dutch, remember?
Right. Yes, that's in my inventory still.
He's
So basically,
Yeah.
she's wearing a load of trophies, I guess.
Talia seems to have been assimilated, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. So, this is where you all went. Are all the gods down here?
There are no more
Sure.
gods, Olgir. Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
beginning to wonder if there ever were.
No, there were. No, there super were.
Were there really,
not- there
though?
was-
We never saw them. They didn't do anything for us.
Well,
That's
actually-
rich coming from you.
She raises an eyebrow. Really? I mean,
Whoa,
this isn't my
Whoa.
new point of view because I've seen the other side, Holgir. This is the problem that I've been struggling with my whole life. I never knew my parents. I never knew I had a sister. I've been kept in the dark too long, and don't want anyone else to live like that. You can understand that too, can't you?
In a way, I can. But at the same time, we got where we were because the gods helped us. They gave us the fire. Who, without anyone to lead the way, who's going to show us anything? Are you going to stay behind? To teach new men, women, peoples?
In
what
this
about
new
those that are-
world, everyone will know everything. Everyone knows where this place is, how they came to be, how the worlds were created, how they work, everything. No one will be left in the dark anymore. No one will have to wonder who they are or why they're here or what they're supposed to do.
You suggest unity. A sort of hive mind.
If people pursue it and want to know, the option is there.
And you're certain it's just an option, not the only option.
She takes a sigh and steps forward, and in her hand you watch as water begins to swirl and it illuminates the front of her, and you can see that half of her face is partially consumed and blackened, and you can see that one of her eyes has these tendrils moving around inside of it, and you can see that she is partly assimilated, and she does seem to still have her faculties.
So what happens? This new world, you mentioned there would be shakes, shimmies, reshuffling, I think was the words you used. How many are going to die from this?
How many have died because they weren't given a chance to live? At least this way, the future will be brighter.
You certainly could have picked a better aesthetic.
I'm not gonna pretend like none of this doesn't seem like hive mind controlling or evil from your perspective. I'm just saying that the way things were before didn't work. It's way too messed up and it failed. We've got to do something different now.
I'm not so certain.
What part of this idea doesn't make sense? What part of the... You only are disagreeing with this because I look evil to you. If this was an idea that you had come up with yourself that I, could have put in your head with magic already, but I didn't. You're coming to your own conclusions.
Perhaps. But what caused all of this was but a twist of fate. The riot started. We were sent to prison. We escaped. We found the crystal. We poked that bear, and it has been downhill ever since. I won't pretend that life was perfect, but it was ours. We made it. Every day, every second, every drop of blood, every tear shed, it was ours. We made it.
Talia looks
What
sort of
what does it
impatient.
mean?
She's like starting to jitter a little bit nervously. Oh, you're not stalling, are you? You would tell me if you were, right?
No, the window for stalling is
She
way wider
glances
than it
above you
probably
back at
should
the Golden City. So, are you going to stop that anytime soon?
I do have one question. I'm going to reach into my bag of requirement
Okay.
and pull out a pure gold sword, or dagger, I think would be more appropriate.
Okay.
Sorry, by pure gold I meant the fancy gold that helps remove rot.
The original Orican gold. I understand.
Yeah, Orican gold.
Mm.
From my understanding, this kills the rot, but not the root. Would you be opposed to a test?
You want to cut me, Holger?
Not you specifically, but you're the one closest. I don't know if you can summon something, but if you could, that would be excellent.
You come in here with, basically a meteor in your back pocket saying that you're here to talk peace. And I don't believe you, Holger. And then you say, like, come over here. I've got this weapon and I'm not going to stab you with it. You do realize that because I am a demigod and that is Orican gold, that it can kill me if you actually stab me in the heart with it, right? Like, there's no coming back from that. And you just want me to trust you.
Why do you think I'm going to kill you?
I don't know, Holger, because you think I'm evil or something?
Well, I'm not. So knock it
Neither
off.
am I. There are no
right,
good guys here, Holger. Either we kill everybody or we kill most people. Which do you want to do?
I want to double check that this isn't just some big ploy. Because you have a large chunk of Morbazak in your face, where your brain probably is. So I would like to double check. Forgive me, but I have been rash before, and I would like to not make the same mistake again.
Holger, I would like you to make a persuasion check.
Come on, this shit's what I'm good. Wait, why am I even? Can I roll a nat 20 on this? Use an auto 20?
I'm
know if
going to
this
say
one's
no
not
because I was
20.
going to give you disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I see your ploy.
But I'll just make you not burn an auto 20. How about that?
Can I egg point this?
You may.
Okay. So I got a nat 1,
Okay.
but my modifier is a plus 16, so I got a 17. But it's still a nat 1, and I spent an egg point.
You understand that you are giving her the base, accusation that you are giving that she truly does not believe and does not agree with.
Alright, fine. You
And
don't want me to stab
I'm
you.
not done.
Oh, go ahead.
She kind of takes a sigh and says, You know, Holgear, we could go back and forth until the entire universe burns out, which may not be that far off, depending upon how things go. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that I can trust you, and you seem to know what you're doing and understand things even when nobody else does. But I have a question for you, Holgear. Am I still your captain?
I won't lie. We haven't been a pirate crew in a while. But I respect the title. So,
Her
yeah.
eyes narrow, and she says, "No, you're right. We haven't." And that's when more of those figures behind her step forward, and you can see that it's Slippery Jack and Connor and, you know, all the bunny man, like all the players that have died. Mai is also there. Actually, I think Mai and Ty are there.
Oh, that's weird. Wait,
It's
so
at
does
this
that
point
mean
that
it's
we're
an
gonna jump back to the floating city.
Fair enough.
Because Ty has a question for Joshua. And actually, Havelock's here too, right? Well, he'll talk to Joshua first and says, "So what's that bracelet thing you got? That friendship bracelet?" Joshua?
I don't know. I just have it.
Really? You seemed pretty excited when you got it. I assume that you know what it does. You don't want to tell me?
Well, since it seems like you already know what it does, I'm not gonna tell.
I don't know what it does. That's why I'm asking.
Well, you could just be lying. So.
You want to make an insight check?
Nah, I'll tell him. It's basically a nice little boon between me and any friend I like, I suppose. A little power, I guess.
So,
Shared between.
how'd you lose it? I mean, who'd you give it to that they ran off with it?
Like, I'd know. My head's been a jumble since I've come back.
Do you want me to tell you, or would you like to make an intelligence check?
Just tell me.
It was Mai.
But I do know I cared for them a lot.
Well, they seem to not care about you. They left you high and dry.
Well, sometimes things are out of other people's control. Or sometimes friends are lost along the way. But we're here, aren't we?
I guess so. Why are you so cagey about telling me who it was? Is it somebody I know?
Ooh. Should I tell you?
I mean, if we're trusting each other.
Ooh, but am I trusting you?
I don't know. Are you?
You've been quite antagonistic throughout this.
People can change. You know that, right?
Ooh, but not people like you, Tai.
Hmm.
All you
And
do
what
is
kind of
rot.
person am I?
The kind that rots in their own misery. Can't get over one person. Never move on with their life no matter what. You're the kind of person who fucking time travels to save something already lost. The kind of guy who defies the world because he can't take it. Even I'm not that pathetic.
You know what's really pathetic? Not giving people a chance. And that's what I did. I need you to make a... I need you to roll with me a d20.
Ooh, did that actually get to him? Did that actually get to you?
I need you to roll me a d20. And you can do exclamation point R space 1d20.
Yeah. I got a 20.
No effing way. He
You.
attempts to cast some sort of spell on you as he reaches out and grabs onto the bracelet that you have in either on you or in your hand or something. And then when he realizes that the spell didn't take effect, he's like, damn it, I guess you're coming with me. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, boy. $12.
Okay. Everyone else on the ship watches as suddenly the deck with all the controls begins sparking as arcane energy surges through everything, scuttling the ship. And both Joshua and Ty disappear as they dimension door away.
Ooh, boy.
Holgear, as you are having this conversation with Talia, suddenly Ty appears in between the two of you, and he's got Joshua as well. And Ty turns to Talia and says, I did my best. The rest is yours.
God fucking damn it, we should have killed you. I should have ripped you.
Joshua, make a strength saving throw.
Ooh, boy, even though I'm a fighter, I'm terrible at these. 14.
Ty delivers a solid kick into your chest, pushing you away. And then in a moment, he's like looking down at the bracelet and says, I'll find you soon enough, as he teleports away again. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.